Welcome back to Apollo News.
Today we will be discussing a popular Greek philosopher, Socrates.
Socrates teaches his students to question ideas until they can be proven true.
He calls this the Socratic method.
Socrates calls himself the wisest man in Greece because he understands how little he knows.
Let's give a hearty welcome to our special guests, here to give their opinions on Socrates.
Please welcome Helen and Alexandria.
So, Helen, what do you think about Socrates and the Socratic method?
I think Socrates should be brought to justice and stop questioning our ways. Greece has been the same way for centuries and it should not change. Our belief system is entrusting the gods and goddesses with our fates. If Socrates doesn't trust the gods, then he is not worthy of the privileges of life.
Thank you, Helen.
Now let's hear from our other guest, Alexandria.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for coming.
So, Alexandria, what is your opinion on Socrates and his teachings?
I think Socrates is very wise and intelligent. I think it's extraordinary that his mind can fathom not understanding everything around him. As much as I would love to be his student, I don't agree with his religious beliefs. All in all, Socrates is my role model.
Thank you, Alexandria.
Please join us tomorrow for an exclusive interview with Socrates himself.
This is Apollo News.
Welcome back to Apollo News.
Yesterday, we had the privilege of hearing opinions on the philosopher Socrates.
Unfortunately, Socrates could not make it due to suddenly being put on trial.
Apparently, Socrates has been accused of poisoning the minds of our young and not believing in the gods.
Socrates has been found guilty, and his punishment is still being determined.
Let's hear from our last night's guests, Alexandria and Helen.
Please join us in welcoming Alexandria and Helen.
Alexandria, how do you feel about Socrates being put on trial and found guilty?
I disagree with the judge, and I am hopeful that his punishment will not be too harsh. I really think
Breaking news!
Socrates has just been sentenced to death.
Alexandria, how do you feel?
it's shocking.
Thank you, Alexandria. Let's hear another perspective from Helen.
So, Helen, what do you think about Socrates being put on trial?
As sad as it is, I believe he has brought this upon himself.
Thank you, Helen. Now coming to you live from the scene.
Socrates has just decided he would rather drink poison and accept his death than fight the judge's decision. I have now been informed of Socrates' death. In the end, Socrates looked death in the eye and fearlessly charged forth.
Let's give a moment of silence for Socrates and his poisoning. Thank you for joining us on Apollo News.